Yo, what's up guys? This is Paradox. We are in Shanza at the HUK studio. I just made a new video that you recently saw, and here's a tutorial of some moves that I did in that video. So in my latest video, you saw me do a lot of groundwork. So for this tutorial, I would like to go to the ground and give y'all some moves, some basics that I use myself. So when I use groundwork, I often use positions in my dance to create transitions between move and move. And this really helps me to move across the floor seamlessly. So for this tutorial, what I want to do is I want to give you a few of the positions that I often use and give you a few transitions between those positions to help you move around. The positions themselves are very simple. Number one is knee to toe or knee leg on the floor. Very simple, just like so. Please be careful with your knees. I've been doing this for a long time. I practiced a lot on carpet, and because of this, I am able to move around on any type of floor with my knees, but it's not healthy. So if you have any knee problems, please be careful and use knee pads to do this. With that said, first position, very simple. We can move around in different ways, right? I can simply transition like so. Boom, very basic. Bring it down, bring it up. I can do that with a rotation. Bring it down, bring it back up. That was a pretty difficult one, but let's do it half circle. Boom, bang, boom, bang. Basic transition, right? So now let me show you another transition in the leg to toe or the knee to foot or whatever we want to call it. We just did this one with a rotation, boom, boom. But another very simple transition is keeping the leg here and bending the knee in to create a rotation and come to the other side. So simple, but so clean. Such a good way to talk with your dance. Boom, boom, right? Position number two is a position that I call the four. I don't know if there's a real name for it, but I call it a four because to me it looks like the shape of a four. And it is like so. I think of this as the straight line down, this as the little hook, and that creates the four. This is actually called a hook. So the position looks like this. I'm sitting on top of one leg with my hip resting on this leg, on this foot, like so. And the other leg hooks underneath my upper leg that I am leaning on, like so. Now you can sit in this position in two ways. You can choose to lean forward, and if I do that, I am leaning on this leg, or I can choose to put all my weight on the, I guess, unhooked one to create a certain balance that can help you to move and play around with the position a bit more. I myself use this a lot, but you can do whatever you want with it. Actually, it's best to be able to use both. So inside of the four now, my left leg is hooked, but of course, I can also hook the other side, which is a transition. There's multiple ways we can do that, and I want to show you a few. The one that I just did is in the form of a Russian. So these are called Russians, and I use these to transition from one hook, boom, to another. A little bit difficult, but it's a lot of fun. Another transition, which is a lot easier, is by just coming forward to your knees and shifting or switching your legs to then sit back. And now I changed the position of my four, like so. I'll do it from the other side as well. So, I'm sitting like this. I come forward, switch, come back. Extremely simple. Boom, boom. So let's try something fun and make a circle with this, because we can transition from Russian transition, step forward, to then cross and come back to the same location we started off in. So, switch, switch, come forward, cross, bam. And if we do it a little bit faster, boom. There we go. Okay, now let's try to transition from the leg to knee position, or knee to leg position. I just named it, so I don't know what to call it. This position, position number 1, to position number 2, which is the 4. Now there's many different ways we can do that, and we're just gonna practice together and try out a few. The first one I did was go to the first transition that I showed you, but now instead of stopping in the same place, but just with a different leg, we come in, we lean back and sit on the back of our legs, then bring the other leg out and come up into the 4. This to this, there we go. Boom. Again, be careful with your knees. Please use pads if you're not used to this. Okay, let's try this one fast. You come in, bang, sit back, come forward, out, turn, out, down. Ah, that's pretty tough, but it's nice. Another transition that I would like to share with you from the knee, leg to the 4 is a rotation. It works like this. I come back to sit on this leg, and very simple, or at least the idea is very simple, to bring this up and push to the side too. Boom, create a very clean rotation. To practice this rotation more, I have a little exercise that you guys can do with me. It's really helpful to learn to have more balance on the leg that you are sitting on top of. What we're gonna do is we're gonna work in quarters and literally just push ourselves 90 degrees at a time. And as you do that, you gain more control over that spin, and you also learn to keep your balance simply. Afterwards, now that we did quarters and it feels comfortable, you're gonna focus on halves, 180-degree turns. Boom. Now, at this point, I keep my leg here, but eventually what you can do is start going into the 4, with your leg. After halves, of course, boom, you get 3 quarters. Boom. 3 quarters, boom. And after 3 quarters, we practice full rotations. And you can eventually do as many as you want. I don't know how much I can do them. Let's try. I don't know how much that was, but that was pretty awesome. So that is the second transition. From here, back, rotate, in. And then if you want, you can switch and try to do the same thing to the other side as well. Okay, let's move to the last position. I do have a lot more positions, but I just wanted to share these 3 with you so that you can actually practice it right away. If you would like to learn more about how I use the ground and how I freestyle with it, you can go to my Vimeo channel. It is in the description below, and here I teach a lot about freestyle when it comes to groove, isolation, flow, concepts, and also groundwork. So check that out. But for now, last position, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna bring this leg, so we start from the leg to knee position. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna bring in this leg and sit. Looks like this. Boom, sit down. Stretching position. I use a lot of stretching positions in my dance to move around with, because it's very easy to find new positions to use if I just use stretches. So, come forward, and this one actually slides sideways, boom, to the side too. Sit into it. Now if I want to change positions, again, be careful with your knees, okay? What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna lift back up onto this leg, shift it around, and change like so. That's the transition. Come up to the leg, switch, come down. Transition from the 4, we take our rotation, like so, and then as we rotate, we slowly shift our weight. Remember what I said? You can stand on your center leg that you already are sitting on, or you can decide to put your weight onto the other leg just a little bit. In this situation, we change our weight so that we can slide down easily into the last position. Let's try it again. We rotate and slide in easy. So with just poses and transition, you don't have dance yet. So how do I dance with these things? Now this is what I would like to teach you about floor work. It's all about breaking down the positions and transitions. So as I, for instance, have my leg and my knee, what I can do is I can play around with the different parts that are positioned in this position, the different parts of the body. And as I play around with the different things that I can do and create different ways of these positions, boom, 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 bum, I just move through them, but break them up slowly so that I can learn how I can use this position for my dance. And as we start doing that, bam, bam, shoo, bam, shoo, bam, bam, you get movement. Eventually, you want to really use it to the music, use your groove into the positions, your flow into the positions, and maybe whatever concepts we've been doing traces and threading in the previous ones, right? Maybe you can bring those traces and threads into the positions that we just practiced. And oh, there are so many ways you can use the same positions for your dance and build whatever story you want on the floor. With that said, I hope you had fun. I hope you learned something new. Please be careful with your knees and hopefully see you in the next video. Don't forget, I have my Vimeo link down below where I teach freestyle information, the exercise that I used myself and that I've been practicing for the past 19 years. If you want to learn more, practice more, and have a good body of work that you can work on and know how to train freestyle, check the Vimeo link out. And otherwise, I'll see you in the next video, and thank you so much for watching.